Hi. I am waiting for some food. I'm going to pick up food tonight. We're trying to eat out no more than about twice a week, but we've been really good this week, so I told my husband I would pick something up, and he loves Indian food, so I just put in my order and I'm waiting in the car for them to bring it out. I love all kinds of exotic foods, so I'm excited as well, although I tend to get a little bit more tummy troubles from the Indian spices, and I think it's just the volume of garlic a lot of times tends to kind of give me heartburn and stuff like that, but I will live. And I want to expose my daughters to fun, different things as often as possible, and we eat a lot of Asian food, but not necessarily North Asian food, because a lot of Indian food can be kind of expensive, so it's more of a splurge thing for us. Also, it tends to give anyone eating it, at least the things that we order, we tend to get really, really, really bad garlic breath. And so we have to kind of coordinate when we're all going to eat it, because my husband sometimes will have it for lunch with his work, his coworkers, and he'll come home, and for the next 3 days, I'm like, you've had Indian food. So, I need to find a good remedy for that, though. I'm sure there's some, TikTok remedy for bad breath or garlic breath or whatever. There's a remedy for everything nowadays. This morning we did church from home, because we were all just moving really slow. We were up a little too late last night. The girls did not give us any breaks last night. They were both up separately, and but I've been working on getting my house under control. I kind of lost the plot for a little while there, and I'm feeling very encouraged by the progress I've been making. Our living room has been, other than the toddler toys that are constantly rescattered immediately, it's overall doing well. I'm in the middle of a turnover of my kids' clothing, because both of them have outgrown the size that they've been wearing, and so I need to switch over the size, which is such a huge undertaking, especially when they're constantly coming in and helping. Well, one of them is constantly coming in and helping and just grabbing things at random and taking it into other rooms, and trying to put things into the piles, not knowing what the piles mean. So a lot of times my work gets undone unless I can stay up late and do it. So those are the kinds of things I'm adjusting to with my new effort for better sleep hygiene. Is I'm not really sure when I'm supposed to get stuff like that done. So sorry, I hope I didn't look like Two-Face for too long there. But yeah, and then we had lunch with my parents, and we lived with my parents because of the baby coming in. We were saving for a down payment on a house while we were waiting for our first baby. We lived with my parents when COVID hit. My parents were our inner circle for COVID, because we already lived with them, and we got extra close during that time. When we were living with each other prior to that, we were pretty much living as separate entities. We were upstairs, they were downstairs. We came and went as we pleased, but when everybody's locked in, they became our only social life. And then coming out of COVID slowly, we would go out to eat with them pretty often, because we were still only comfortable with each other, even if we went out. And so we just got really close with them, and they're pretty cool anyway. So, I've never been necessarily separated. I don't know what the word is. I've never not gotten along with my parents, but we've really become, my husband and I have really become closer to them, more almost as friends now that we're all adults, in the last few years, because of COVID, and because of babies. They've been closer to our babies than other people have had the opportunity to be, and I think that helps as well. So so we had lunch with them, and that was lovely. And I love having people who are so comfortable with my kids that my kids let them put them down for naps and things like that. They're pretty much the only people, but it's better than just me and just my husband. So, and my husband and my dad have projects with each other, and my husband is in a similar career to what my dad just retired from. So they're constantly talking about everything, and he and my mom have several shared interests as well. So, and they all love to watch shows with each other. I'm not really a big TV person anymore. I watch a lot of YouTube, but more like I listen to a lot of YouTube in the background. I like the, more boring conversational real life stuff, and I don't really do a lot of stuff with plots, as my husband puts it. So anyway, I'm gonna go home, we're gonna eat, we're gonna put the girls down, we're gonna do our workout, and then I'm gonna clean until hopefully a reasonable hour, and then I will be in bed ideally before 11. I'm working my way up. I would like to go to bed at things like 10:30, but it just seems to never happen, so I'm not going to be that optimistic. Because every time I think I'll get to bed early is when one of my girls wakes up at like 9:45 and doesn't go down for an hour. So I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say I'm aiming for 11, no later than midnight. And for me, that's like 7.5 hours. That's not a bad night's sleep. I had another spell of that fatigue this morning though, and that kind of scared me a little again, but it went away. Maybe I just have a lot of sleep that I need to catch up on. So I'm not going to worry about it yet, but sugar cravings have been monster. But I'm not giving in. I'm very motivated. So, oh, and I weighed myself. I've lost 0.1 of a pound since like 3 days ago. So, it's not always going to move fast, but at least I'm not gaining, and I would call that like slow loss. 0.1 pound in 3 days is really not that bad, especially since I have not been calorie counting the last several days. I have been keeping track of my weight and occasionally logging in MyFitnessPal just to kind of keep a general read on how much I'm eating. And I know that I've been snacking a little more lately because I have been craving sugar so badly, and I've been emotionally eating, but hopefully I can get that under control, so I'll be working on that. I think having my environment more organized will help. I also got a really fun, I was thrift shopping, and I've got a whole bunch of projects that I think I'm going to be finding a way to start soon. So I'll talk about those as I start them. But I was thrift shopping the other day, and I sent a picture of this like really funny painting to my husband, and he was like, "I love it." And I was like, "I was thinking for our bathroom," and he was like, "Yes!" So I will put that here now. And we decided to name it Dennis. And it's enormous. So there's a mango for scale in the picture. And yeah, so that's the update for today. Nothing special or new in particular other than getting to eat out. But because my diet is primarily just no sweets, no desserts, no sodas, what I eat when I eat out is not terribly affected. I have been kind of cutting back on just things that are high in cholesterol, like beef. But